Could the Chinese watch manufacturers do exactly the same to Japan as the Japanese watchmakers did to the Swiss and others in the 1970s during the Quartz Crisis? Has the time come? It's a serious question, and it's a serious possibility. There was one key thing that happened the other day. The start of the year, I noticed on my YouTube feed. I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share another 4 reasons why this is exactly what could happen. It may not, but it could. Feel free to comment. At the end of this video, I'm also going to ask you a question that I've been mulling around. An opportunity has arisen. Should I or shouldn't I take it? Let me know in the comments. Hello and welcome to The Perfect Wrist as we plough on through January 2026, beating those winter blues with a weekly video, or at least doing my little bit. My name is Paul. If you haven't been here before, this is our own little watch world, our own little community. Feel free to join. Don't forget to like the videos, it helps the algorithm hugely. Today we're having a look at the Chinese watch industry, which, let's face it, is going from strength to strength with very good reason. There is a possibility, I'll not say a danger, a possibility, the Chinese could simply take over, especially where Japan's concerned. What do you think? Is that possible? They're doing it with cars, and it can happen very quickly. Here in the UK, Teslas, VW, BMW, they dominated the EV market up until 2024. Sudden reversal. The Chinese BYDs and things like that have completely taken over. I can't see that stopping. We're here today to talk specifically about the watch market. The first thing that happened this year, I was sitting watching YouTube and this advert came up. What really got me thinking about this was this particular advert that popped up on my YouTube feed on the TV from Pagani Design. The production values that had gone into this advert were as good as any I've seen from any Swiss brand, any better probably than any UK jeweler or watch retailer. They sometimes pop up. This grabbed my attention more. The production values are there. The quality of the advert is there. It was such a good advert that it really made me want to dive in. Excuse the pun. It also got me thinking for the first time that rather than being something on the outside perhaps of the watch industry, you know, we're all looking at the Japanese, the Seikos, the Citizen, the Swiss, the American, some of the British watchmakers. The Chinese are suddenly here. This was a mainstream ad, and it was of the highest quality. Which brings me to the first reason of the 4 that I think the Chinese watch manufacturers can be a real contender going forward, and that's the quality. I have had experience of a few AliExpress Chinese brands now. Pagani Design, Steeldive. Have a quick look at the 2 I've got. This Pagani Design, I have found everything about this watch to be phenomenal. The timekeeping with the Seiko movement, the bezel tightness and alignment, the quality of the case finish. The bracelet hugs the wrist comfortably. The only letdown with this watch was the lume. It was patchy in places. The Steeldive, I've found faultless. I've done a water test with it. I've changed the crystal. I've had 2 of these. Again, Seiko movement. The case finish, the bracelet, the quality, the packaging in general, phenomenal. Another testament to the quality is the fact that micro brands that we all know, Erebus among others, they source their parts from China. They have their cases manufactured, I believe, in the same factory that makes Saint Martin. The quality is there, and the thing is, it's improving rapidly year on year. Mistakes are being made, like the lume with the Pagani Design. The latest Pagani designs, from what I can gather, have perfect lume, and this is happening across the board with all these Chinese manufacturers. They're learning, they're improving hugely. Can that be said for perhaps some of the Japanese brands with their price hikes, resting on their laurels, their bezel alignment? It's a wake-up call. It's happening, and it's happening now. What do you think? That's the first reason. Second reason, obviously, We all know the price. Prices are increasing, but you can still get a phenomenal watch, especially in the AliExpress sale, for an unbelievable price. You're talking less than £50 to the UK, so what's that? $65 for a Steeldive, perfectly adequate dive watch with exceptional lume. San Martin, slightly higher, and the prices are rising. But based on what else is available in the market, the prices are extremely competitive. The third reason is simply the variety on offer. I've mentioned Steeldive, Pagani Design, but there are other brands that I have experience of. Addy's Dive. I was amazed at the quality of my Addy's Dive diver that was a homage to a 1960s Omega. On its own, that watch was great, and Addy's Dive have a whole catalogue of amazing dive watches and everyday watches, field watches. Baltany, again, a huge range of field watches, dive watches, everyday watches. I very rarely hear a bad review, and these reviews are from critical reviewers. San Martin, again, possibly the most well-known and highly regarded brand out there on the AliExpress platform, with a vast range of quality at each price point. The dive watches, the dials, the innovation. So that's the third reason, the variety that Chinese manufacturers offer. Finally, the fourth reason, it's simply the innovation on offer. What started as a micro industry a few years ago has really grown, accelerated, and these watch manufacturers now, they're learning, they're almost AI by themselves. You can go online and you can order the same watch with a different movement. You can look at a PT 5000 movement, or a Solita, or even an ETA movement in the same watch, different price levels, different gradings. You can choose your crystal. You can have a domed crystal, you can have an acrylic, you can have a sapphire crystal, each of which affects the price, but also offers us exactly what we want. We'd love to be able to be hands-on designing what we need, tweak it a little bit here, tweak it a little bit there. I do need that, I don't need this. You can't get that with mainstream manufacturers, but it's what the customer, i.e. us, would want. You can only see those choices increasing and continuing. What started a few years ago as a nice option, a nice to have, is becoming mainstream. So what do you think? I'm not saying or suggesting that this will happen. We all know that the Chinese watch market is already well and truly here, offering tempting bargains that we find very hard to resist. You can't criticize the movements. It's Seiko, it's Solita, it's ETA. You can't criticize the quality of the cases or the dials, the innovations there, constantly evolving. The quality is improving year on year. As anybody who's tried Chinese watches over the last few years will testify, they're learning as they go along, and there's improvement after improvement. Now that surely is a threat. That's how small acorns grow into huge oak trees, isn't it? So, thanks for watching up to now. Here's my question. As with many other YouTubers, watch review YouTube channels, I've been offered the opportunity to be an AliExpress affiliate. Now, I haven't decided yet, and this certainly wouldn't be a channel focused purely on Chinese watches or the bargain basement end of the market. I'll continue to review the full spectrum. But my question is, without any more waffle, do you, my viewers, want more of these reviews? Do you think it's a good idea? Are you keen to see more AliExpress watches on this channel? Perhaps one a month, something like that? Let me know in the comments. I'll also fire out a community post with a poll, if I can figure out how to do it, and you can vote. Alright, so let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. As always, I'll see you in the next video coming very soon.